Guys, Deluded Gooner, I'm back again. Our neighbours down the lane, White Hart Lane, Spurs. Um, yeah, I have a lot of subscribers that are Spurs fans. I talk to a lot of Spurs fans. I have a lot of Spurs friends and things like that. So, and I like talking about football. So let's talk about Spurs. We know they've had a great season. All the defensive stats, goal scored stats, clean sheet stats, all them stats are great for Spurs. They've got all of that. I don't know all of that. I'm not a stats person. They've got all of that. Delhi 16, 17 league, Kane doing his thing in the league consistently, fullbacks playing the best, defenders, two of the best centre halves in the Premier League, one of the best keepers in the Premier League. Things are looking up. They made the last season at White Hart Lane unforgettable, magical, all of that stuff for the fans. Stayed unbeaten at White Hart Lane, and it's about kicking on now. I think in regards to next season, there's a number of things they can do. Firstly, they're playing well. Not next season. Well, next season they'll be playing at Wembley. The season after, I believe, they're back at the new stadium. With that in regards, take it from an Arsenal fan that has seen the likes of Henry and etc. etc. From Henry to Nasri, all of them in regards to the stadium thing want to leave and do other things. I'd say you have to tie down your players to key contracts. I don't know how many years he's got left and things like that, but I do know Spurs don't have the biggest of wage budgets in the Premier League. What am I talking about budgets? They don't have the biggest wage bills in the league, in the league, and I don't think anyone's really over 100k. And now, if I'm the likes of Toby, who has shown he doesn't give a crap when it comes to leaving clubs, if I'm looking at Toby, you've got these footballers have to be self-aware and they know their worth. One of the best centre halves in the Premier League. All the stats and stuff are nice, but they haven't won the league. Surely bigger clubs are interested. He knows this because he has a release clause in his contract. It's not exactly a release clause and things like that. And the club are in talks to get rid of that. Players like that know their worth, so you have to tie them down. Especially, say, with Wembley, and Spurs fans I've spoken to are not quite confident about playing at Wembley. If you don't have a season as good as this, players might want to leave and you could be in a weaker negotiating position. So play the likes of Toby that he deserves, the money he deserves. Loris as well. Loris every year, I think similar to United fans, Spurs fans are braced for when Loris actually leaves. Every year he seems he wants to leave and things like that. So you have to tie him down. But saying that, it's exciting times at Spurs. Poch has been there 4 years. This year they bettered last year. Not to go into it again. And yeah, it's a good year to be at Spurs. So I don't really think in that department any players will leave. But naturally you'd have to tie down contracts to strengthen your negotiation hand. Secondly, they've got to bring in some players. Of course, they've got Son, Ericsson, that chip in and things like that. But they need that, for me, they need that, whether it's a direct winger, whether it's a centre mid who can create. They need someone else that can offer something, because too often or not, when it's not Kane and Delhi, 9 times out of 10, Spurs might not win, or they might not get the result they wanted to get, or it might not be as plain sailing. And naturally, why wouldn't you want players? I think that's the one thing Spurs are missing, that real marquee player. Of course, they've got Kane and Delhi, who I rate very highly, but in the sense that for now, we have Alexis, Chelsea have Hazard, United for this moment in time got Pogba, etc. You know where I'm going with that. The Spurs get that. It lifts the club, it lifts the fans, similar to when Alexis came to our club. Alexis, I've already spoken about how I started to go to matches more firmly after Henry got a shirt, name on the back of my shirt. You saw the players lifted, it gave the players a boost. Even Van der Vaart lifted Spurs when he went. You saw all the other players get gassed and love it. So I think that's missing from Spurs. I've already spoken about a centre mid. In regards to a centre mid, I do think they need someone who can create a bit more. I think Dembele can create well. That's not Wanyama's strong point, and he shouldn't be judged any less. But they do need someone that can offer something different in that regards. Maybe they need a striker. They've got Janssen. Who knows what's going to happen next year in regards to Janssen. But yeah, they need a striker who can maybe come off the bench and chip in and things like that. Honestly, I think that's all Spurs really need. Obviously, if Walker does leave, they need to strengthen their hand at fullback, right side fullback. If I'm real picky, I say a centre half as well, because I know Dyer can play there and they've got the two Belgians, but I don't rate Vima that highly. So yeah, other than that, I don't really think there's anything else for Spurs to do. Of course, you can't turn down quality players, but other than that, I don't really think Spurs need any other additions. The main thing for me would be to tie down players. But yeah, guys, Deluded Goon signing out. Spurs fans, hope you agree. If you don't, get in the comments. You know your club more than me. If I missed out anything, please tell me. Deluded Goon, I'm out, guys.